the discovery of a ghost. Imagine walking into a forgotten corner of an old garage. There, beneath a layer of dust so thick it feels like velvet, sits a titan in miniature, a 1/700th scale model of the USS Abraham Lincoln. But it is a ghost of its former self. The real USS Abraham Lincoln is a Nimitz-class supercarrier, a floating city powered by 2 nuclear reactors. But this toy? It has been conquered by nature. Green moss has claimed the flight deck, mimicking a swamp rather than a runway. The plastic is chalking, a chemical breakdown where the polymers migrate to the surface, leaving a white, powdery residue. To restore this isn't just to clean it, it's a battle against chemical decay. The surgical deconstruction. The first sound of restoration is the click-clack of precision tweezers. In ASMR, the beauty lies in the microscopic.
Checking the ship's straightness by looking down the hull line. The structure is now solid and aligned. Close-up, using a sanding sponge to reach the curves of the stern. The moss stains are completely gone now.
As we strip the moss, we find that the island, the ship's command center, is snapped. Fact: in a real carrier, the island is the nerve center for both the flight deck and the ship's navigation. To fix the brittle plastic, we use solvent welding. Unlike normal glue, which adds a layer between parts, solvent glue melts the 2 edges of the plastic, fusing them into a single, seamless piece of DNA. As the liquid seeps into the cracks, you see the wicking effect, a satisfying visual where the crack simply vanishes. This is the structural rebirth of the Lincoln. The art of the surface. The flight deck of a Nimitz-class carrier is not just gray. It is a complex tapestry of non-skid coating, a rough, high-friction surface designed to stop a 30-ton fighter jet.
To replicate this, we use a technique called microstippling. We apply a thick gray primer and then tap it with a stiff bristled brush while wet to create a scale-accurate texture. The paint doesn't just cover, it reveals. Every panel line we rescribe with a needle now patches the light, giving the toy the visual weight of a 100,000-ton vessel.
Then comes the haze gray. This specific naval color was designed during World War II to make ships disappear into the horizon's mist. In our garage, under the afternoon sun, the airbrush creates a fine, rhythmic hiss. As we solder the connections, the sizzle of the flux is the heartbeat of the ship. When the power is first flicked on, the hangar glows with a cold, cinematic blue. You can almost hear the ghost of jet engines. We place 1/700th scale F-18 Hornets on the deck. Each jet is less than an inch long, yet we paint the Lincoln tailcode on each one. It is an exercise in patience that borders on meditation. The internal spark. A true restoration goes beneath the skin. We move to the hangar deck, the garage of the ship. The real Lincoln has 3 massive elevators to move jets. We install micro LEDs, no larger than a grain of sand, wired with copper threads thinner than human hair. We add rust streaks near the anchors using burnt sienna pigments. We add skid marks on the landing strip using a charcoal pencil to simulate the thousands of landings performed by the Abe's air wing. This adds a story. It tells us that this ship has traveled the world's oceans. The final weathering, the soul of the sea. The most satisfying part of ASMR restoration is weathering. A carrier that looks perfect looks fake. Real ships are battered by salt, wind, and jet exhaust. We apply a wash, a very thin oil paint that flows into the cracks like dark water. As the final matte coat is sprayed, the textures settle. The moss-covered wreck is gone. In its place sits a museum-quality masterpiece, gleaming under the garage lights. It is no longer a broken toy. It is a tribute to engineering, scaled down to the size of a tabletop, brought back to life one satisfying click at a time.